Hello, it's me. So, here we are in the aftermath of the local elections. How did you do? Did you get what you were looking for, politically speaking? Well, many people didn't. And, well, it was a bit of a bloodbath, really, wasn't it? Let's be honest. And rightly so. It's about time. And you're probably asking yourself, who did you vote for, Mark? Did you vote for Plaid Cymru? Well, I stood there in the ballot box, and let's face it, you all knew I wasn't going to vote Plaid Cymru. But I want to start conversations with this channel, and what better place to start a conversation than to say that I'm voting for a basket case of a party. And this brings me to the subject of the video, which is the next few years and the run-up to the general elections. What does your party have to do in order to make a statement, win seats, win power? To stand any chance of doing that, they're going to have to overcome the new enfant terrible of British politics. Not reform, restore. Rupert Lowe. But before we get to that, let's talk about why reform aren't going to have a chance when it comes to the next general election. The next few years is going to out everything. It will be a perfect illustration of why not to vote for some parties and why you should vote for others. And now, more than ever, as I've said previously on this channel on more than one occasion, Farage is establishment, and he is being seen increasingly so as establishment. More of the same. People are cheering about how the two-party political system is dead here in the UK. Yay! And I agree. Yay! But as soon as reform started taking on defectors from other parties, I knew they'd been captured. And this is something Rupert Lowe's Restore had gotten on to. That as soon as you get defectors who want access to your party, who want to become part of your political structure, there starts the rot. Like a fruit worm in an apple, they wheedle their way in and they start to undermine it from the inside out. No, Rupert Lowe has got his ducks in a row. He knows what's what. And the next few years on the lead up to the general election will show reform as what they are. More of the same. They might tinker around the edges and repeal the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit, which frankly I'm all for, because getting around is hell now, and I'm not sure what it's doing to the health of vehicles generally, but it's not doing my vehicle any favours. And anything Farage does do of value as the leader of reform will be welcome, of course. But ultimately, he won't make a dent, because the powers that be in British politics, those people who really steer things, are very well entrenched. But the upshot of all of this, as I say, is when we get to the general elections, we'll find that reform have not done enough. 3 years isn't enough for these lumbering political behemoths to make any real statements. Oh, there'll be a lot of talk from everybody, you can bet your bottom dollar, but actual action, instigating actual change, well, they'll just tell us at the time of the general election there wasn't enough time. We did our best. And so what of the next 3 years? Who can best make most of them? Well, I'll tell you. Restore and your party. Rupert Lowe's Restore Britain party killed it on local election night. They got 10 out of 10 seats. It doesn't get any better. History was made and a statement was sent. People like Rupert Lowe's policies. He speaks very clearly about returning Britain to what it used to be, a great and wonderful country with certain individual freedoms that we're losing currently. And there is nothing more fatal to the establishment than somebody outside of the establishment talking sense. Rupert Lowe's Restore Party drew a marker in the sand and said, I dare you. And so where does that leave Jeremy Corbyn's Your Party? Well, in the aftermath of the local elections, I notice as I look through the various social media platforms, your party and Jeremy Corbyn are nowhere to be seen. I didn't do an in-depth search, but I shouldn't have to. The political parties should all be represented up there, being talked about. But no, it's like crickets But that isn't as fateful as it at first appears. Your party is new, barely out of the wrapping, and as such wasn't expected to do much. But now it has an opportunity. It can stand on the sidelines and look across the battlefield, see the wreckage that it's presented with, and look at its closest competitor. Your party has to start sending a message now nationwide. It needs to let people know that it's not fighting the Conservatives, it's not fighting the Green Party, it's not fighting Labour. It's fighting Rupert Lowe's Restore Britain Party. It also needs to clarify its message. It needs to let people know that it's listening to them. It needs to start addressing legitimate concerns of voters across the country. And those concerns are the concerns that Rupert Lowe is talking about. If your party thinks that it can cruise the next 3 years on its own message and not be touched, it's sorely mistaken. Because if these local elections have shown us anything, it shows us how easily a new political party can be consigned to the political waste paper bin. Make no mistake, the fight that your party has on its hands starts right now. And if it doesn't address the concerns of British people across the UK now, it will soon find itself irrelevant. Because the political hatchet job that Keir Starmer's Liberal Left Labour experiment has done on left politics is almost complete. Your party will have to put that fire out as well as take on Rupert Lowe's Restore Britain Party. In my opinion, Jeremy Corbyn's Your Party must start being less socialist and more socially concerned if it wants to stand any chance of making a dent during the next general election. But if it uses its time wisely, if it can bend who it is in order to gain favour with the British public and return more to the centre left, then the fight for Britain at the next general election might just be between Rupert Lowe's Restore Britain and Jeremy Corbyn's Your Party. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like, subscribe and share. It really would help the channel. And until next time, do look after yourselves.